Hey everyone, Kevin here, and welcome back to my channel. Throughout 2025, I've noticed that many sites, but LinkedIn in particular, have become pretty difficult for not only its intended purpose to find you a job, but also for anyone's post to get picked up and circulated by the algorithm, thus reducing your reach, ability to network, and again, find a job. So, what's going on? Well, that's not the easiest thing to explain, and when it really comes down to it, no one on this planet can rightly claim that they fully understand the algorithm because nobody does. But what you can do, and what they can do, is game the algorithm to an extent with the help of others who want to do the same thing. These are called engagement pods, and they're happening with an alarming regularity these days, despite how they often prevent what people are actually on the platform to do. But how do they work? Well, essentially, pods are groups of people, in this case LinkedIn members, who come together to get their posts more visibility by agreeing to interact with one another's posts by commenting, liking, or sharing. Now, on a base level, that last part is nothing new and what all content creators do. Heck, I asked everyone to like, comment, and subscribe at the end of every one of these videos. But where that changes, though, is the intent. Engagement pods essentially rob others of the potential impressions and comments they used to get, and thus begin to feel like they're stuck in a rut since no one seems willing to help them or give them advice on how to get hired. Instead of having a feed full of recruiters, job postings, or actual suggestions like they used to, what we end up with now is an absolute tidal wave of trash posts that always seem to get the algorithm's attention since they're supposedly getting noticed when they really aren't. The most infamous ones of all are those idiotic B2B sales posts with an absurd number of likes and shares, but which tell you absolutely nothing and are clearly just spam posts promoted by a group. Unfortunately, that's what most of the feed is now, too. I've said in the past how LinkedIn is rapidly becoming a cesspool with the worsening number of scams and whatnot you'll find on the platform. And all this does is just add to the level of ridiculousness, which makes people look elsewhere instead of on what is supposed to be the premier job searching site out there. Importantly, if you're thinking of doing this, don't. It's actually against the terms and conditions, even if it's true that LinkedIn doesn't do a great job of getting rid of fake profiles, scams, and posts flagged by the community at large for breaking these agreements to not distribute content designed to artificially increase engagement through misuse or misrepresentation of LinkedIn's features. Now, yes, doing stuff like this will boost your engagement and visibility, will help you grow your followers and community, and will probably make you feel good when you see all those likes, comments, and reposts roll on in. But people will see through it much faster than you think. It's inauthentic, and people can tell pretty easily that it's spam, and others will begin to take notice of that too. Plus, it honestly just gets tiring in the long run to keep up with that act, which probably is getting you a bad reputation outside of your little engagement pod of positivity. Oh, and not to mention that it isn't a sustainable strategy either, since people will eventually rebel against you for doing it, since it hurts them too in some ways. We've all seen a dramatic drop in how the algorithm promotes our posts, and people, and yes, myself included, are suffering seriously declining engagement since the algorithm has essentially been drawn away from us and put onto these dumb posts that are clearly fake. They only offer some boring platitudes, but have thousands of likes, dozens of reposts, and hundreds of comments, which are like a few words long and add absolutely nothing of value. Unless you literally have hundreds of thousands of followers already, or are posting almost nothing except constant selfies, then you're unlikely to get noticed anymore, even when that's not what LinkedIn is supposed to be about. In 2024, I would routinely get thousands of views on every post, reach people I could actually help in their job search or transition from the classroom, and interact with others who are doing the same thing. But now, I rarely see over 500 views a post, and even that's pushing it sometimes. Things have taken a nosedive as of late, and many other people have commented on it as well. Literally, like 10 minutes before I started recording this, another person commented on one of my posts saying this exact same problem. With the exception of one post since Christmas of mine, all of my content is basically just floating rudderless despite still serving the same people and communities in the same ways. Now, Agreed, that's not to say that all of that is the fault of engagement pods, but it's pretty clear a lot of it is influenced by them to some degree because everyone's looking for a shortcut to be social media famous or get paid for their content, even when it doesn't freaking matter to most of us. Far fewer people are able to actually make a living doing these kinds of things than is broadcasted to the public online. And people who try and shortcut themselves there, this or in other ways, actually just hurts everyone. Not posting organic content actually does you and others a disservice. LinkedIn isn't built for people to farm content like it's Instagram or X. It's built to help people get a job, build their network. So engagement pods that hurt everyone else's algorithm and make it just that much harder to get noticed in the way the platform was designed to do is not helping anyone. I wanted to end though with saying to not get totally discouraged if you're someone who is having a hard time and are seeing this endless stream of vapid posts that get tens of thousands of views and hundreds of comments because outside of a few exceptions, most of these posts and the profiles attached to them aren't real, or at least they don't have anything real to say. Be more concerned about having a targeted audience which actually lifts you up, grows your skills, and sends job postings and advice your way, rather than trying to see the big number just go up. Yes, it feels good when that happens, but you have to ask yourself, what am I actually getting out of doing that? And if you can't think of an answer, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. Well, guys, thanks for listening, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to help me with this side passion project and to help my algorithm. Until next time, though, I've been Kevin, and I will see you in the next video.